I'm just going to make this money, commissions and coming every single month.
Mm.
The reality is,
Simeon, thanks so much for coming on the podcast.
pleasure.
Really excited to have you on.
Yeah.
Who are you? What do you do? And yeah, we'll go from there.
So I'm Simeon. In terms of what I do, I'm an SDR. We don't really use that term. We say business consultant because that's really what you do.
Nice.
For BT, City of London, which is kind of a business focused. And yeah, I've come from a hospitality background. I've graduated in 2019 with an electromechanical engineering degree.
Wow.
And was unfortunate not to work for Siemens. I had a placement and got cancelled right on the brink of COVID. And yeah, I just went through the ladder. Got to a point I'm like, right, what's next? I can't do this forever. My legs hurt.
Yeah.
My feet are hurt.
Yeah.
So yeah, just looked what's out there. Googled how to get into tech.
Yeah.
Entering tech. Lo and behold, into tech.
That's how we met.
Up. And yeah, that's it. Yeah. So.
Yeah, I think you're giving yourself disjustice though, because you were like a restaurant manager, weren't you?
Yeah, of course.
You were managing people in.
Yeah.
What was the chain you worked for?
So I was working for Marco Pierre White's Steakhouse.
Nice.
At my highest, as a service manager.
Mm-hmm.
It's the most reviewed restaurant on TripAdvisor across the world.
Wow.
So yeah, it was heavy traffic, manic as well. So
yeah,
it was part of my life, and I just feel like it was part of the kind of journey of hospitality, because I think for myself, naturally wanted to progress and move up the ladder. I think it just happened, and managed a lot of people. Headache, of course, don't get me wrong. But yeah, just wanted to kind of manage myself, I guess, and my own kind of pipeline, which was sales at the time. So
nice. Yeah, great stuff. Because my family work in hospitality. My brother's restaurant manager, so I know how manual and tough it is, right? Being in hospitality, especially in the UK. It's a lot hard to find good people, especially
100%.
post the pandemic. So I guess you were similar to a lot of people that come on to Entr Tech, trying to get into a tech job, because it obviously offers more flexibility, and maybe Mondays or Fridays you can work from home.
Exactly.
And obviously there's more progression and potential, all that good stuff. So yeah, how did you find Entr Tech? When I remember having a call with you probably December time, and you'd obviously come back off the back of a heavy Christmas period. It's probably COVID going around. You're like, I think it's week 6 of the program. I was like, how are the applications going, or the interviews? Probably 2 weeks after the program, and you seemed absolutely like out of it. And I was like, stay with me, keep going. But then you obviously eventually landed your first role. But yeah, how did you find the program? And obviously, like, people listening, how is the interview process? Because it's not easy. It's not straight down the line.
No, absolutely. So yeah, off the back of that, what we spoke about on that phone call, I can't forget that. So it was kind of, I think I was actually on like week 3, I believe. It was really quite early. It's quite early on, and then it kind of progressed after. But I had my first ever my first ever call, which was with a company. Oh, I don't remember the name. But I had a call. I was sick as ever, and I was just waffling. I couldn't stop speaking. And then I got feedback after the call saying you weren't concise enough. And then I just had a couple other similar.
Was that Lightspeed was one?
Lightspeed
hospitality background.
Yeah, so Lightspeed was also, that was around January. So that was kind of after that dip where
you got quite late.
Spoke. Yeah. And I think I was in Aberdeen, and I was in Scotland. It was freezing cold. I just caught the worst cold. I'm like, it's chapping. That's freezing up here. So yeah, it was a bit tough, but I think that first interview was, you're not concise enough. I think 2 other interviews, one I didn't hear back from. The other was a similar response, you're not concise enough. And it was a process of a feedback loop. So you do the interview, you get the response, hopefully, and in best cases, right? Because some don't even bother. And you just work on that, you build on it. I think when it did come to the time of being approached by BT for a position, I had got to that stage where my approach was refined. And I think that's the biggest thing, right? And yeah, definitely from where I was, it's just about having that mentality that you're meant to fail. Like, it's not such thing. There's no such real thing as failure. It's just how you perceive the event. You might have an outcome in mind. If it doesn't match that, doesn't mean to say it's the end of the world.
Yeah.
And yeah, I just believe it's really a mentality thing. With the interview.
100%.
process,
Because a lot of people, obviously, it's such a competitive job market, as you said. A lot of companies won't get back to you,
Exactly.
and it's all about pushing through that,
Mm.
asking for feedback, being proactive,
Exactly.
and actually using that feedback for the next one.
Yeah.
So if they're saying twice, you've got to be more concise. Probably means you need to be more concise.
Exactly.
And obviously worked being more concise. And I guess the more interviews you do, the better you get at understanding what you like from hiring managers, what you don't like, and almost allows you to have that sort of equal stature with them.
No, 100%.
Instead of thinking, oh gosh, I need them to like me. But actually, if you do a few interviews, you get more confident, you understand what you want, and you understand, I guess, your why and your mission. You can be more concise.
Absolutely. I completely agree. I think as well, when you realize, it's not just a job. I'm going for, a place that I'm going to call home, because you're going to be there, hybrid 3 days, 4 days. Sometimes you might see them more than your own family.
Yeah.
So for me, I think I wanted to kind of focus on what type of culture I wanted to be in as well. And like how people kind of carry themselves, what you're doing, obviously. Because at the start, you're very much shooting for anything and anything, right? And I think specifying and really narrowing down what industry it is that you want to kind of proceed and, pursue. I think it's just, again, the most important thing. So yeah, massive one. It's just kind of like having that.
And how did you find
focus.
getting into like your first role at BT? How did you find it? Was it a big change up from what you're doing before? What were the challenges? Was it good training? Like, tell me about, like, people listening in. What were the benefit, like the perks, the learning curves, all that good stuff?
Yeah. So coming into it, I'd obviously come from a very human role in terms of working hospitality. You deal with people on hundreds of levels every single day. So I was quite confident, and that confidence carried right until my first phone call. And then you're like, I'm calling this person. Why am I calling this person? And you get all these like thoughts just flooding your head of, right, I'm calling somebody that has no idea I'm about to call them. And I feel like mastering that whole mentality of you're picking up the phone to somebody completely random, I think that's where the money's made, first of all, because everyone's, looking into, Entr Tech or getting into tech sales to sell, right? So I think that's where the magic happens. If you can pick up the phone and create a level of interest, not all the way, but just a bit, because that's what SDRs do. It's not our job essentially to sell the product, it's to create the need or the curiosity, right? So I think just coming in straight away was just really good training, I must say. I've got some really good managers on board that have done the SDR role. I'm not sure about other places, but with my case, they've done the role. So I can sing their praises all day long. They've exceeded at their roles as well, so it's really easy to kind of listen and understand because they've been in my shoes. So coming into it, training was great, really confident. Got to the phone, I'm like, it's like occasion. I'm sure you can attest for that, right?
Yeah. Horrible.
Do you remember your first call?
Yeah. So I remember I did I didn't even know what an SDR was when I applied to an SDR role, but I'd already been an SDR.
No way.
So like it's before an SDR was created.
I
did like an entry level, like a sales internship job.
Right.
It wasn't even called an SDR.
Oh, right.
So when I was applying, maybe like 3 years later, because this was during university, I did
nice.
worked in a startup in a WeWork.
Okay.
And I remember the sales manager saying, "Jack, we're going to do some cold calling." I was like, I can't do this. I was like, what do you mean? I thought it was like a marketing job.
I'm a marketing.
It was a marketing job. That's why it wasn't called SDR. And then I remember being like, what? So we were calling like builders.
No way.
So I remember calling this guy. He was like, who is this? I said, it's Jack Rogers from the company's called Hands HQ. So it's coming from Hands HQ. He said, why the F are you calling me? I'm up a ladder and it's raining. I was like, what? So I put the phone down. I was like, so embarrassed. Like, where do you go next? Like, and this WeWork booth. So I was like into one of those side doors. Like, oh, it's horrible. And then I remember the sales manager was like, oh, let's go and do some more. The same afternoon, I started PTSD from the first call.
You're like, you sure?
So he's like, and like on the surface, I was like pretty easy with him. I could talk to him in the office fine.
Yeah, right.
And when I started pick up the phone. I was like shaking. He's like, "You're right." And then there was beers at the WeWork, like free beers. He was like, "Just have a few beers."
Have a beer.
So I had a few beers and actually settled it down a bit.
Yeah.
And I'll never forget that.
Wow.
But then even when I was applying to SDR roles later, I didn't really know what an SDR was. It's quite funny, but I'd already done cold calling as an intern.
Yeah.
But it was sold as like a marketing job.
Right.
But yeah, I'll never forget that. It's very funny. And I met the guy like years later. We laughed about it.
Yeah, no, that is a great story actually.
But yeah, so I guess keeping on cold calling, how do you find that interest or that intrigue for like how do you build that? How would you cold call, for example?
So at the beginning, with Entr Tech, obviously you've got your kind of course material. I'm gonna give you the whole like med pick and ban and things of that nature. I think coming into it, you've got to be able to calm yourself first of all, because somebody on the other phone is just good because they're already on edge. So if you're matching the energy, it's over. It's self-destruct, right?
True.
So I think that's the biggest thing. Just staying as calm as you can. And being straight to the point, right? I think transparency again. It will be unsung. It will be the most, sung about praise. In terms of just staying calm and having that transparency. Because you're calling somebody completely out of the blue, and you need to have that. Oh, this is why I'm calling you. I think you hear it a lot. The first 30 seconds is where it's either they're gonna listen to you or they're gonna hang up and say, "I've got time for this." Some people you can say a completely perfect pitch, a perfect opener, ask everything, tone, pace, and they're still gonna say, "No, I'm busy." Like I literally had that the other day. The guy said, "Yeah, we can have this call. I'm just on a roof right now." I'm like, yeah, go for it. I'll get off the phone for you. I'll press the button. Don't worry. But yeah, I just think it's just being able to be calm because you are a person. You're not just like somebody picking up the phone. Because in some instances you can just be just a bother. Your phone's just buzzing. True. What? Hello? Who is it? What do you want? Type of thing. So create some interest. Try and put yourself in their shoes. Oh, I saw that you're XYZ. I'm like, I've looked into you a little bit. Yeah. And just let them know that, first of all, you're not AI. Because right now, because you're getting AI calls, you're getting, I'm calling from EE calls. I'm calling from talk to, you get these scam calls basically. Yeah. And it's just about having that human element into it. Biggest thing at the moment.
Nice. Good stuff. And do you have any like frameworks they've taught you, or do you sort of freestyle?
Yeah, so I think with BT, obviously, so it was a massive company, biggest telecoms provider in the world. They've been the longest standing in Britain, last 183 years. So you have the name. It can either work in your favor or against your favor. BT have got a long standing history of not being the fastest to issues, where here and there, right? But the brand, it helps, especially in my case, right? So particularly right now, I've been kind of assigned to be part of the mobile team, because BT did purchase EE back in 2016. They came together. Now EE is under BT. Right. So now, predominantly in my day, I'm saying I'm calling from EE. I might say EE business. Typically, you hear EE and you might hear like an accent from somewhere else. But we hear somebody British saying they're from EE. Yeah, it's a little bit more okay. You are from EE. And just being able to kind of have that stance and say, look, we're not currently have any business with you. What is it that you're doing for your current mobiles at the company? Yeah. Are you in a reviewing process at the moment? Are you still in contract? And we have something called landscaping, which is for future deals. You keep a track of when somebody's coming out of contract. You get in touch with them 2 or 3 months before. Nice. Just to, again, that because sometimes the selling process and buying process could be quite long-winded. So yeah, just being able to kind of position yourself.
Nice. What kind of companies are you reaching out to?
That's a good question.
What kind of sizes and people?
So initially it was SME, 1 to 50. We acquired some mid-market accounts, so which would be from 50 to 250.
Mm.
Anything above tends to go to corporate. However, we can always make a case to work with some of the bigger companies.
Yeah.
For example, I had booked a meeting today for 550 mobiles across 145 companies.
Nice.
But you know, it's not, as I said, so it's not really restricted.
Yeah.
To you know, SMEs and mid markets. But yeah, just company wise, I'd say accommodation, hotel, property development, finance companies, banking, law firms, most definitely. What we have is something called Jamf, which is an iPhone security system.
Nice.
Which FA use, BBC use, Al Jazeera, some of the big names. Also, obviously, with the NHS, so all blue light services use EE, of course, but specifically with Jamf, those BBC FA, which is just iPhone security, right?
Yeah.
We're big on security, BT and EE, and I think you can have that conversation with law firms. You know, we have call recording, you have encrypted conversations, things of that nature, right? So I think if you give a compelling statement enough, somebody's going to take interest, regardless if they are in contract or not.
Yeah.
Even if they are in contracts, it's always nice to have that meeting. I think that's the kind of focus of the SDR job, or in this sense, business consultant, is to book that second meeting, just to have that initial conversation.
Yeah.
Where pricing, whatever it is, can be discussed.
And tell me about like the main challenges you found in the role. Was there anything you learned from Entr Tech, like any learnings that helped you, you know, make that transition a bit easier?
Yeah, I mean, it was nice to kind of be taught some of the kind of the cold play. Sorry, role play, cold calling for role play, where you just, you know, how a cold call might go.
Yeah. Rejections. And
yeah.
Yeah.
I think you mentioned something about pausing, which I've definitely taken personally, because you had that part in the course, and I think that was the most kind of relatable thing. Personally, I know some of the videos are like from a bit about 2023, but I know some of the ones where you did are like very like stand out for me, because I know because over time I've actually obviously got to know you, but then really listening to you in that light, it helps.
Yeah,
you know?
It's interesting. So people that are listening, when we started Entr Tech, there's a lot of content that I created probably back 2020, maybe 2021.
It was a while ago,
So obviously the course has come on. There's lots of different content, but a lot of the core materials was for myself. So that's really, really interesting.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. So yeah, and tell me about your day to day. Like, people are so intrigued. Like, people listening want to know what tech sales is.
Yeah.
What's your day in the life look like? Like before the office, you know,
Before the office.
I've seen you going for runs and
6
you know, things like that. So what are you up to?
Not all the time. Not all the time. That's on a good day. I just think it's about maximizing outside. You know, because I think with sales, tech sales, it's not like a kind of, there's a massive buzz around it. You can't sugarcoat that.
Yeah.
And a lot of people are like looking towards it. I had somebody who popped up, whoever, you know who you are. We went to school together and we was cool, but we never had that relationship. And he just popped up out of nowhere. I was like, oh, I remember you. We didn't really talk. Like, I remember kind of like wanting to integrate with him. It didn't really happen. But it was whatever, isn't it? We was cool. Like, we was on a surface level. But he hit me up on LinkedIn about 2 months ago saying he was looking into being an SDR. And it just was like, wow, just everybody's trying to get into it.
Quite a nice full circle moment though.
Yeah, honestly, I was like, wow, I haven't seen you. I was like, I thought I saw your request a few months ago, and now you've reached out. I'm like, okay, hi, yeah.
How many years later?
Yeah, honestly, it's been a while. Yeah. Oh, you're looking to be an SDR. That's everyone. So we make this joke at work because everyone's aspiring SDR. Everyone's aspiring, and that's great. Don't get me wrong. But I think, day to day, it's tough work. Like, you can't come in there expecting, the 40K plus a year if you're not willing to bust, your neck off. I think that's the biggest thing I'd say, right? Because your day to day is going to be quite taxing. It doesn't really matter what you're doing in industry, because you're volume of calls, your volume of outreach is always going to be the highest. Like, you are the engine of the office. You're the engine of the sales room, right? So to be the engine of the sales room, you have to have that energy.
Yeah.
It's not going to be easy because, unfortunately, I've had to see people come and go, where, they thought it was going to be, oh, I'm just going to make this money, commissions and coming every single month. In reality, is sometimes you miss commissions in certain months, right? Like, it's not sunshine and rainbows as this whole buzz is kind of creating. So I'd say my day to day is really just accommodating, that fulfillment of feeling energized, like doing stuff in my day. Like, for example, I'm gonna go out for a meal after this and just do things that are like meaningful to you, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, just a small snippet of
yeah. That's good. Also, work-life balance is really important.
Exactly.
You're working so hard. If you burn out, you're in trouble, right?
Yeah,
It's all about trying to maximize your out of office hours, and obviously be that go for a run or go out for meals and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
And then tell me, like, when you get to the office, what are you doing? Are you pretty much going straight into calls? Are you doing like team meetups in the morning? Like, there's a gym in the office where you are, isn't it? I've been there.
Yeah, I mean, so the gym in the office is quite small, unfortunately. I'm big on cardio.
Nice.
So there's not many cardio machines, not really set up like that. So, I come into the office about 10 minutes before. I was coming about half an hour before, but I feel like, again, for my work-life balance, I like my time, So I will come in about 10 minutes before, latest 5 minutes before, get my coffee, get my water, log on, do all the log on and systems, and just kind of analyze any important events that are happening in the day. For example, I've set up a meeting, and I need to kind of remind the salesperson, oh, this meeting is about to occur. This is what the situation is. This is what we spoke about. This is what they want to do next. Just really formulating that sales cycle.
Yeah.
Having that pipeline in place. After that, I'll look into my cadence. So that would be kind of looking into people that I've reached out to the day before, the day before that or the week before, following up on the email, either calling them out or sending what I have as a template, which would be take two, just to kind of, nudge the matter. And from there, once I've gone through, my meetings for the day, my follow-up cadence, then I'd start to pick up the phone. I'd go for around 60 to 80 dials a day.
Wow.
With about 10 to 20 emails a day.
Wow.
Very, very tailored emails. So yeah, it's you get the swing of things, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, just a little bit about my day.
Nice. And the emails you get, they typically like replying to people that have you spoke to on the phone, or are they cold emails?
Oh, no, actually not. So at the beginning, I was very much under the impression that an email is a fob off. Some of the reps within our team are very, very good in terms of hitting their numbers, and they've sung praise about emailing, which is a common. There's a common view on emails being a fob off. However, if you tailor an email correctly, there is no reason why a person won't get back to you. If you've really like tailored an email, there is power in it. And today's my meeting booked for the mobiles was actually off of an email.
Really?
Yeah, because I called in. I said, "Can I speak to the person who would look after your mobiles?" And she said, "Oh, they're not in at the moment. But please send an email, and she could forward it on." And the guy gave me a call back. We had a half an hour call.
Really?
Yeah,
That's
honestly.
Yeah.
And like he even responded to the email, but the reply came as he was on the phone. But he responded before.
Wow.
But I think it was internet was having some issues, whatever. And now we can come in, of course.
Yeah.
But yeah,
the upsell.
Yeah, literally. I mean, that's no problem actually. Now that you mention, but yeah. So yeah, there's a lot of it's a cold email, and I don't find myself shying away from that now. Like, I take that as, okay, sure, absolutely, I'd email them. Are you able to forward that to them? And if I don't hear back from you, am I free to call back?
Yeah.
And I think, whatever you're doing, regardless if it's a cold email or you've spoken to someone, they've sent in an email, always formulate some next steps.
Nice.
Always kind of say, right, what we're going to do from here. what's happening next. I think that's in sales the most important thing. That's
Yeah.
why you set yourself apart from any competitor or any rep or anything like that.
Yeah,
you
no
know?
one follows up.
Exactly.
Nice. So you're starting the sequence with a call,
Yeah,
and
pretty
then you're
much.
emailing them
Yeah.
if they don't pick up, or if they get back to you.
Yeah, if they don't pick up, if for example there's some companies that that I need to kind of reach out to,
Yeah.
and there's no contact number, the number's dead, I'd email.
Do you guys use a tool for that, or is it just manual?
Oh, manual. We
Okay,
go
nice.
Outlook.
Nice. Yeah.
And what the technique would be to include whoever you think
Yeah,
is
yeah,
gonna
yeah,
be
yeah.
like, you have probably
Good for
4 or 5
Recipients,
recipients,
yeah.
yeah, and like whoever's responsible,
Yeah, 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 yeah.
start it like that. You know, sometimes you might hear something back, and sometimes you don't. Then you have a cadence for the email, so you have take two. Waj, which
Yeah.
he was top of his game. He was second to none in terms of when he was selling.
Really?
So when I actually when we got in as SDRs, he actually gave us some templates on take 1, take 2, take 3, take 4, up to take 6.
Yeah.
Which, as you kind of from the stats from Entr Tech
Yeah.
teachers, actually
Yeah.
touch points about 7 or 8 times. So yeah, definitely big on that.
Good stuff. And where do you see yourself going in the next, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years? Do you have like a plan of where you want to get to even the next 12 months for yourself?
Yeah, definitely. So definitely I'm within sales. There's an analogy. You can either be a hunter or a farmer. I've realized recently that I do lean on the farmer side. Like, I do like to nurture existing relationships. I can definitely hunt. I'm very good at hunting as well. I want to be able to find the balance between the two. So maybe in 2 or 3 years' time, to work in CS, customer success. That's something that I've always been keen on doing from when I was first introduced that idea at Oracle when we went that time. It was really good.
Yeah. Tenable.
Sorry,
Yeah.
excuse me. Tenable.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tenable.
Yeah.
Sorry, Daniel. That was really good.
Yeah,
Tenable.
it's great.
Sorry, the Oracle.
Yeah.
And yeah, just really looking into kind of CS roles. I really enjoy BT. I don't see myself leaving anytime soon. However, it would be a kind of goal for the longer term.
Yeah.
If I was to say.
Nice.
But yeah, I think right now with BT, I feel like really like good
thing going.
Yeah, because I don't feel like settled.
Yeah.
Like, I'm settled into the role, but I always feel like that urge
Still stuff.
yeah,
that
there's still
challenges you.
things to achieve.
Yeah,
Right? I'm not done here, type of thing. So
Nice, good stuff.
yeah.
And you guys are based in Canary Wharf. That must be quite a fun place to work. I mean, just because it's big energy. Like, I've only been there a couple of times, but
Yeah.
obviously came to your offices, and it's got a big presence about it. You feel
Yeah, it
pretty
feels
cool.
good,
Yeah.
doesn't it? You see the
Feels like if you're in a
windows.
movie set.
Yeah, it's quite good. It's
Yeah.
quite good. Yeah, it's nice to walk into work and you see all JP Morgan and HSBC and now Revolut. Revolut's got a building there. Yeah,
well,
yeah.
okay,
Plenty.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just
You commute into work from where, or
yeah, I come from Camden. So
Camden, okay.
yeah, so it's just one train. I get the Jubilee. I make an effort to get to a Jubilee line station, so I can
Nice.
just take one train.
you podcast in, or
Yeah, just chill. I like to
music,
read.
or
I
what?
like to read. So I
Nice.
think for the first 12 weeks I was working there, I got through 13 books.
Wow.
I was just
really
really
just on the
honestly,
commute.
the train, just so much
Really?
time to read. I was
Yeah.
grateful because obviously with servicing and doing hospitality, you don't really have that time to
True.
actually read. So I was like, right, I'm just gonna read. I think that lasted for about I counted 23 weeks.
Wow.
I got through 21 books.
21 books.
Yeah,
Wow.
and I know it was a bit crazy. I was rereading some books as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was because it wouldn't stop at the train. I'd also go home and read as well.
Yeah.
Because I was in that moment of like, right, because I'm very big on mindset. I've always been a big advocate of like how your mind is how you're going to be like the most successful people in life make the best decisions. So I was just big on mindset. And reading was a big passion of mine, so I was just like, okay, we just gotta read.
Yeah. Love
So,
that.
Yeah, I like my commutes. Yeah.
And I guess, like, I've seen people come through our program like you from hospitality. They say one of the best things is having your weekends back, your evenings back.
Yeah.
What's that change up like?
Oh, definitely. Good question. Definitely positive. it's
What are the perks? I guess what are the perks? I guess from the
yeah,
transition.
definitely 100%. I think, you know, there's a massive you know, there's so many perks. You know, working kind of like a manual labor job where, you know, you're paid by the hour, you haven't got salary. I think having a motivation, because I know for a lot of us that haven't made that transition, you know, you are working, regardless of how hard you work, you are working for exactly the same wage as somebody who doesn't put half the effort in. I think that was a big thing for me.
True.
I think that was like a you know, liberating,
Yeah,
to say the
100%.
least. 100%, yeah. But yeah, just definitely
You can earn on top of your base salary, and you're actually
exactly
getting, rewarded by the work you're doing. Because
100%.
apart from tips, you're not, and they're shared around evenly, but
Mm.
someone might have done half the job, right?
Half the job,
On the
exactly.
floor.
Yeah,
So
tips. Yeah,
I get that,
yeah.
and obviously like the time freedom, having weekends and
Yeah,
evenings back.
yeah, 100%, 100%.
Good stuff, mate. Well, yeah, really, really excited, for you in your future. Thanks for coming on.
Yeah,
I
no
guess
problem.
what's
It's
your
been a pleasure.
advice for anyone who's thinking about tech sales and like breaking in? Obviously, you touched upon like the realities of it. It's
Mhm.
not for everyone. It's a tough role,
Mhm.
but it has its rewards. But what would your advice be for anyone looking to break in?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, so I think I said this previously when you came in with the guys from Entr Tech. I was just saying, yeah, it's tough reality. You've with Entr Tech, it's not at a cheap price. It's worth saying. So I think coming in and understanding that you're gonna have to put the work in. It doesn't just come to you and fall in your lap just
For
because you
sure.
paid such a high price for a course. Some people may have that. So I'd definitely say, regardless of kind of your route, when you do get into an SDR role or a BDR, be prepared to put the work in. It is
No
nothing
one's gonna do
like
it for you.
exactly. No one's gonna do it for you. It's no type of pressure like you would have felt before, especially if you hadn't come from a sales background, which predominantly Entr Tech students or people who are looking into Entr Tech aren't from a sales background, right?
Yeah.
So I'd definitely say be prepared to work your ass off. It can be pressuring, of course. Like
sure.
you're expected to put in work, and that's one of the things I'm a big advocate of, and I know you can attest for that. You know, I'm always going to say, be prepared to put the work in. It's tough.
Yeah.
As you said before we spoke, I mean, I had down days and
Yeah,
times where I
of
wanted
course.
to give up.
Yeah.
Genuinely,
Yeah.
you know, because I'm thinking I'm not just sticking this forever and type thing. But always push through. Interview process is tough, but the job is tougher.
Yeah. That's banging.
You know what I'm saying? So be prepared.
Clip that. Good stuff, mate.
Brilliant,
Well,
brilliant.
how can people reach you if they want to reach out and
yeah, perfect.
LinkedIn
So my name's Simeon Aptowitzer. It's Austrian descent.
Nice.
So yeah, I'm sure I'll be.
We'll
on
link
your
it down
LinkedIn.
below.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you'll link
100%.
it down there, and yeah,
Good stuff, mate.
happy to talk to anyone.
Thanks for coming on.
Yeah,
Appreciate
pleasure.